I would say that I primarily operate through the lens of homeopathy, because homeopathy is particular in its approach. It's really the only alternative medicine or alternative healing modality. All the rest of it is complementary, and there's a big difference. Allopathy, as we like to call it, is really anything goes. Really whatever helps, helps. That's great. And so that would include our Western medicine, that would include herbalism, that would include acupuncture, that would include Reiki, that would include flower essences, all of this. And homeopathy is a different approach, because you're looking at these very clear principles of healing. What I'm looking for in a session with a person is to find where the deepest place of disorder is, and then to try to find a pattern in the whole story that would match a particular single remedy. How it all relates is that it's really about restoring natural energy, restoring natural rhythm in a person, restoring a person into the matrix of their life in a meaningful way, which would mean that a person will either adapt to their living situation by becoming more resilient, or will feel clearly that the living situation is unacceptable and that they're not able to adapt to that situation, and they will be able to move. They'll have the energy to get out of that situation. I really feel, and it's why I continue to teach about herbs all the time, that herbal medicine is the basis for everything. It's a connection with the natural world for medicine, for healing, but in the gathering of the plant itself, it's healing. If we can reestablish an awareness of using herbs in a daily way, we can do away with so much toxicity. Just in a simple educational program of teaching people how and where to get their herbs, how to prepare them. This could be part of the school system, how we teach good nutrition. We should teach, the spring edibles, or, summer tonics for teas, how to go out into a field and gather red clover. So, coming up as a teenager in the 60s, everything was natural. Those of us who were sort of in the natural camp were like not going to use pharmaceuticals no matter what, right? And it was really just a personal choice issue. It's like we don't want, big companies telling us what to take, besides which we're into this other stuff. But it was never really contexted in an environmental way. There wasn't, though we understood that pharmaceutical industries were polluting in the environment, I think there was still so much space and so much possibility that it wasn't urgent that that be redirected. It isn't only in the drug manufacture that there's a problem. It's that, for instance, all of our livestock in this country and pretty much around the world is fed antibiotics prophylactically should they get an infection. All of the livestock is fed growth hormones, commercially raised farm animals are medicated in this way. And so all of the urine from these animals goes into the groundwater. And now what's happening is that flora is changing in the earth. The fungal terrain is shifting under the influence of antibiotics. And wildlife is changing in sexual characteristics in development due to estrogens in the environment, partially from these growth hormones. So then you add to that all the human waste, right? All of the psychotropic drugs, all of the estrogens, all of the antibiotics, all of the anti-inflammatories. All of it does get excreted, and it doesn't disappear. It goes into the groundwater. It goes into the oceans. Health is not the absence of disease. And we could take away a symptom with a drug, but we're not restoring health this way. Health is something else, and if you talk to a healthy person, they'll speak enthusiastically about what it feels like to be healthy. It's a great gift. It's a wonderful gift. It's the presence of something. It's the same way in nature. Wilderness is not the absence of structures and buildings and human beings. Wilderness is the presence of the spirit of the place. It's life as we maybe once did know it, what comes out of a natural state of health is an outpouring of love and generosity and desire to help one another. That's a natural human state.